This is part 2 of special extended coverage of the 2018 Winter Beer Dabbler.
We're on location at the 2018 Winter Dabbler, and I'm here with
Joe Giambruno with Bad Weather.
So tell me a little about Bad Weather. You guys are kind of from the area here.
Yeah, we are. We're in St. Paul. We opened up about 5 years ago, and we get a lot of fun bad weather jokes here at the beer fest whenever it snows. Oh, we've got some fun stuff. Things that we are just pouring at the tap room. So if you only see us at bars and restaurants and liquor stores, these are all going to be fun new things. We brought our Scottish Wee Heavy, so something kind of dark and rich. Our Munich Dunkel, a darker lager. Our newly released Bohemian Pilsner, super proud of that one, and a Mango Sour. At Bad Weather Brew, all the social media, and there's going to be spelling errors and different things on all our tweets, so ignore that.
Debbie Morrison with Yellow Belly Cider. We're made out of Quamba, Minnesota. Nobody's heard of Quamba, which is up near Mora. And we've got 5 different flavors. Semi-sweet, ginger, which is using ginger we grow on our farm. Lemon basil we also grow on our farm. Cayenne pepper we grow on our farm. And then bourbon barrel aged. We don't grow the barrels on the farm. Well, it's nice to be a little bit of anonymous at the same time. And Quamba is just a really cool name. They don't have a post office, which means our address is actually out of Mora. And that's halfway to Duluth. We have an open air tap room, which is also called our farm. And we have it open for events throughout the spring, summer, and fall. sapsuckerfarms.com.
Alex, I'm with Bell's Brewing from Michigan. We have our Hop Slam Double IPA, our Two-Hearted IPA.
The famous Hop Slam.
Absolutely, very famous for this time of year. Also our Larry's Latest Sour Ale. And to finish it out, we have our Kalamazoo Stout. They can find us at bellsbrewery.com.
Trisha from Uda Pills.
Tell me about Uda Pills, and actually spell it for me if you could, please.
Uda Pills, it's pronounced O-O-H-T-A-P-I-L-Z, but it is U-T-E-P-I-L-S. So we've got a traditional 1848 Alt is our German brown ale. It's a traditional, we specialize in traditional European brewing techniques. So we've got our German brown ale, the Alt 1848, which is named after a vintage brewing fixture in our brewery, which we also have a tap room in North Minneapolis in the Bryn Mawr neighborhood. We also brought our local IPA. So it's just a really good, delicious, simple IPA. And then we brought our Pilsner, which is just a really great, lighter, easy drinking Pilsner. So our tap room is in North Minneapolis in the Bryn Mawr neighborhood. We open at noon, I believe, every day. We have super awesome events like yoga and a pint on Sundays, which is super cool. I think we do it from 10:30 to noon every Sunday. You can also join our Viper program, which is a very important person.
Acronym of some kind.
Yeah, something like that. But you can join our Viper program. So we have a couple special brews on tap in the tap room every time you come in that you can't buy in the liquor stores. So we've just got these 5, the Pils, the Hefeweizen, the Kolsch, the IPA, and the Alt 1848 are the ones you can buy in the liquor stores. And if you come into the tap room in North Minneapolis, we've got a couple more on tap that we don't offer for sale in the can. UdaPills.com, at UdaPills Brewing on Instagram.
Steve with Bee Nectar. We've got our flagship product, Zombie Killer, Michigan Apples, Michigan Cherry, Michigan Honey Cider. We've got Prickly Pear, Kill All the Golfers, which is like an Arnold Palmer style mead, and Tuco style Freakout, which is a margarita style mead. So mead is fermented honey, the oldest alcoholic beverage known to mankind. BeeNectar.com.
Sean from New Belgium. We are an employee-owned craft brewery out of Fort Collins, Colorado. I actually live in Minnesota, so we got local representation, but yeah, I work for the brewery. Super lucky. Today we're featuring a lot of eclectic beers, but the one that's been killing it so far is our new hazy IPA, the Voodoo Ranger Juicy Haze. It's a unfiltered New England style IPA brewed with tons of citra hops. Just awesome, smooth, tropical stuff.
Looks like you're sold out.
Yes, we just ran out of it actually, so it just got crossed off the menu, but that's a good problem to have at these festivals. Yeah.
So what else do you have with you today?
We have some Sour Saison, which is an oak-aged sour blended with a French Saison, and then our new Raspberry Lime Tartastic Ale. That one is a kettle sour, so it's a little lighter. We use a real raspberry puree in it, so it's got a ton of raspberry aroma. It actually pours pink. It looks pink in the glass. And then it's, at the end of the day, it's a really easy drinking, delicious fresh raspberry beer, which, doesn't exactly match the snowstorm that we're having today, but it's kind of a good
It's like a little escape. It's like a little
exactly
little mini vacay.
good counterpoint to it. Yeah,
Of course, Fat Tire. That's the big one.
that's our classic. Yep, that's our bread and butter. Yep. www.newbelgium.com. That easy. Yeah. Cheers.
Luke Vilwalk from Cider Boys. We brought our first press, our all apple. We brought in our apple cinnamon, apple cranberry, and apple orange, and we're almost out right now. The snow's falling. The bottles are going down quick.
So the strawberry apple is always popular, right?
The strawberry at one of our annuals is coming out. You'll see it. You'll find it in most of the stores around the metro. We do have an apple boysenberry out right now, and we're looking forward to our apple sangria coming out as well, too. A limited edition. It should be most of the Total Wines, some of the municipals, Lunds and Byerly's, MGM's, pretty much anywhere. If you can't find it, we have covered through the entire state. Ciderboys.com.
Peter from Lagunitas. Our brewery is based out of Petaluma, California. We have a second brewery in Chicago, so that's where all of our beer is coming from today. Today we've got a Czech-style Pilsner, so it's the only lager we brew year-round. Then we've got Little Something Easy, which is our newest beer. That's a full-time rotation. It's a canned beer. It's a half-wheat ale. Kind of like, sort of a session beer, as far as Lagunitas is concerned. Then we've got our IPA, which is our flagship, just kind of the classic old-school IPA. Yeah, so session's like something you'd sit and like drink a bunch of, not knock yourself out.
Beer session, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. And then we've got Undercover Investigation Shutdown Ale, which commemorates when our brewery was shut down by an undercover investigation. Lagunitas.com, hit it up.
Mike Swigum, Summit Brewing Company. We brought our IPA collection, so it's 3 new IPAs as well as Saga, an old favorite. And then we also brought some malty stuff, rum barrel-aged Imperial Russian Stout, a High-Sticka Doppel Alt, and Dakota Soul is our new Czech-style Pilsner. So we have a session IPA, the Wee IPA. It's a low bitter, very approachable IPA. We also have an experimental that is using all experimental hops. None of those are on the market yet. And then an Imperial IPA that's, the boatloads of hops that you would expect in the style. SummitBrewing.com.
Bob Kreitzer from Great Lakes Brewing Company. So we're a brewery that's been around since 1988. We're about to celebrate our 30th anniversary in September. We were one of the first breweries. We were the actual first brewery back after Prohibition in Cleveland to return to the area after having such a rich history of brewing. Everybody left, and we finally were the first ones to start, and now it's great. There's so many new ones that have come back, really up and coming. We're one of the largest. We're the 19th largest in the country now, so certainly worked our way up. So today we have our Dortmunder Gold, which is our German-style light lager. We have our Elliott Ness Amber Lager, our Conway's Irish Ale, which is seasonal for the holiday for St. Patrick's Day, and our bestseller in Minnesota, the Edmund Fitzgerald Porter, which is the most award-winning porter in the country. We're at www.greatlakesbrewingcompany.com.
Alyssa. I'm Abby.
And you are with?
Guinness. Woo! Well, we had 6 beers. We actually just ran out of one. We had 2 newer stouts, which people were really into. We had the 200th anniversary stout. It's a little bit more bitter than the original draft. That one we ran out of. People were really into that. And then also the Antwerpen stout is newer. It's stronger. It's our strongest beer in our portfolio. It's 8%. And it's not as bitter. It's really well-rounded. It's like a little sweet, a little hoppy. The blonde lager is really good for people that like a lighter offering. And then we just got the 4 and extra stout and then the Guinness draft. Pretty much everything for whatever kind of beer anybody likes.
On location at the 2018 Winter Dabbler, I'm here with
Alex from 3rd Street Brewing. So we're from Cold Spring, Minnesota, just outside of St. Cloud. So we have our IPA, we have our red ale, our brown ale, and our Imperial Coffee Porter. 3rdstreetbrewing.com.
Rhombus, guys, brewery. Hey-o! It has been a huge turnout. It's been fantastic. The crowd has been wild. There's a huge storm going, and everybody's still having fun. Okay, so we had a fantastic coconut milk chocolate porter. We also had a double IPA. Those 2 have been our fabulous ones. And we also have our regular IPA. Rhombus, guys, online. Facebook, Instagram, Google us.
I'm Tim. We're with City Lights Brewery. So City Lights, we're out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We're actually in a historic building in the Menominee River Valley. The building was originally used for converting coal into gas for the street lighting within Milwaukee, hence the name City Lights. Today we have the coconut porter, which is by far our biggest seller. It's almost like drinking an almond joy. It's delicious. We also have the Mosaic Pale Ale, the double IPA, and the regular IPA here with us. Online, it's citylightsbrewing.com.
Brian Mills from Deschutes Brewery. Deschutes Brewery is our 30th anniversary this year out of Bend, Oregon, and we sell a boatload of beer in Minnesota.
I know you sell a boatload of fresh squeezed.
We do. We sell more fresh squeezed per tap handle here than every other state, including Oregon.
What'd you bring today?
Well, we had fresh squeezed, but as you might imagine, already ran out. Got the Black Butte Porter, best-selling porter in America. The brand new Hop Henge IPA, our Imperial IPA, and also the Sage Fight. It's a double IPA with sage and juniper berries for you gin lovers out there. You can go to DeschutesBrewery.com for all your needs.
Andrea Birkland. I'm from Lake City, Minnesota, just a little south of Minneapolis.
And who are you here with today?
I'm here with Borton Overseas. We're a tour operator based in South Minneapolis. We specialize in our destinations. So today we're promoting a trip to South Africa this November called Beers and Beasts, where you'll travel to local breweries and also go on safari. They can go to BortonOverseas.com. We've got lots more information about all our destinations. Our other destinations, Scandinavia, Africa, of course I mentioned, Southeast Asia, China, India, Antarctica. Thank you.
Brian Peters from DDI. We have a frozen shuffleboard out here at the 9th Annual Beer Dabbler. We're a designated driver service. We drive you and your car home. So we'll be getting all the cars home out of the Beer Dabbler tonight.
And so tell me a little more about this frozen shuffleboard thing you got going on here.
Sure, we got people coming out and playing, a chance to win a Deschutes Igloo cooler. And we have our giant frozen shuffleboard, 16 feet long, frozen sheet of ice. People can come out and play for free, play shuffleboard.
Darren Tutt, Minnesota Financial Resources. Well, our marketing platform is built around things that we love, and so, music, biking, and beer, and so that's what brings us to the Dabbler. Yeah, we're doing a drawing for a gift card to a brewery of their choice, and then some free estate planning documents. www.mnfin.com.
Nick Wilbright from Northgate Brewing. Northgate's an English-style brewery based in northeast Minneapolis on Stinson and Broadway area. We brought Maggie's Leap, which is a milk stout, and then we have Shaky Walls, which is a English brown ale with coffee added to it. Coffee's from Black Eye Roasting in St. Paul. NorthgateBrew.com.
Tim from Insight Brewing Company. So Insight started 3 years ago, and we're in Northeast Minneapolis, and our goal is kind of to bring insight of the world of craft beer back to Minnesota. Today we brought our Double Barrel Aged Imperial Stout Gravity Well. We brought 2 IPAs, our Citrus IPA Trollway, and our hoppier one Dankbot, and then we brought our Coffee Golden Ale Banshee Cutter and our Porter Devil's Companion.
Oh, you got some interesting stuff today. What's been really popular?
The Double Barrel Gravity Well has been the most popular by far. That's one of our limited releases that comes out every November, and this is one of the last kegs we have left, so people are really liking that today. They can find us online at insightbrewing.com or at Insight Brewing on Instagram, and we're also on Facebook.
Jordan Surly. So today we brought our Todd the Axeman IPA. We also have Mole Smoke, which is our Baltic Porter with some Puya chilies in it as well. And then Barrel Aged Pentagram, which is our dark sour.
So this is cool. I haven't seen the built-in taps, actually built in. Tell people about your van here.
Yeah, so we have a draft van. We just have a full-fledged draft system in the back of the van, so we can just take it wherever and pour whenever we want.
Yeah, with the spouts kind of attached right to the side.
Right to the side of it, yeah. It makes it super easy.
So what's been popular today?
All of it. I mean, we've just been constant line, definitely Barrel Aged Pentagram. That's by far the farthest. We did have Kex Enigma too, which was our collaboration with the Iceland brewery Kex, and that was just gone within an hour.
Of course, Surly's everywhere in the Twin Cities. You find it where they sell beer pretty much, right? And where can we find you online?
You can find us at surlybrewing.com.
Jeff, St. Paul, Minnesota. Just trying all the local beers, all the different beers from around the place. We're at Gull Dam right now. It's amazing. Their hemp ale is delicious. He's got the Scotch ale.
Oh, yeah.
Very good.
So you made your way around the Dabbler a little bit so far?
Yes. Probably my favorite was Burning Brothers. Local place, one of my favorites. Their Midway Lager, very good. Their brewery is one of my favorite places to go.
David from Lake Monster Brewing. We brought our Howler Double IPA, first tapping of 2018, our Dark Lager with Minnesota Wild Rice, and our MT Rowboat IPA, our flagship IPA.
I've seen a couple of wild rice beers today. Tell me how that works.
It's an adjunct, so it's just something we add in, just like you would do with another grain or wheat or anything else like that. So it gives it a really nice, earthy, nutty, really great finish, and it's all local. It's all Minnesota Wild Rice. www.lakemonsterbrewing.com.
Fair State Brewing Cooperative. We have our Russian Imperial Stout. Our Mirror Universe is a hazy East Coast IPA. Our Amber Lager, a Vienna Lager, and the Giant Spain, an American Double Stout.
So the Imperial Stouts are good for a day like today.
Absolutely. Keep you warm.
Our cores are Roselle, IPA, Pilsner, and our Vienna Lager.
What was your name?
I'm Jeff from Fair State Brewing. I'm the sales guy.
And where can we find you guys online?
At Fair State Co-op.
Darren Ford out of Loon Juice Cider. So we got our Honeycrisp apple cider, so local U of M variety, so all Minnesota apples. I got a pear flavor cider, and then we got the winter seasonal, which is a cranberry and ginger flavor.
The Honeycrisp apple, that's the one that was like invented by the U of M.
Exactly, yeah. So that's 100% all of our cider. It's 100% Honeycrisp apple.
100% Minnesotan.
Yep, 100%. Yep. Yeah, we're online at www.loonjuice.com. You can find us in all the grocery stores or the liquor stores in the Twin Cities. So we're around. Yep.
Patrick McMahon, I'm senior brewer at Castellana Brewery. We got our Castle Cream Ale. We have our George Hunter Stout, which is infused with hot chili peppers. So we call it Jorge Caliente. We have our 77 Pale Ale, and then we have our one of our one-off series called the Russian Rye.
Cream ale is pretty popular. I've seen that around.
Yeah. That's kind of our main beer that we do, and gets a lot of really good feedback, and it's kind of one of the staples. It's kind of our flagship beer. You can find us at www.castellanabrewery.com. Otherwise, we're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all over that place. So.
Shea, Burning Brothers Brewing. Burning Brothers is a completely gluten-free brewery in the Midway area of St. Paul. Everything in our building is gluten-free. Our beer is based with sorghum for most of the beers, so everything we make is celiac safe and gluten-free safe.
So what'd you bring with you today?
Today we had an Irish ale, which we ran out of about an hour ago. We had a roasted coffee ale, we ran out of about a half an hour ago. And we currently have a lager and an IPA, which is our Most Coast IPA, our newest beer. BurnBrosBrew.com.
Zach, Brooklyn Brewery. We got our Naranito Orange Peel Pale Ale. We got our Belgian, our sour beer. And we got our IPA. www.brooklynbrewery.com.
Maria from Glicks. So this is our new recipe as of May of last year. It's a Pilsner Pale Ale Lager as of, as I said, as of May of last year. And it's the first time that it's been our own beer label in a long time. So Glicks has been around since the 1800s, but it's tossed hands from brewery to brewery, people owning the actual label, and now it's back in the family that owns the restaurant again. Glicksbeer.com.
Bianca Burbank, Alaskan Brewing Company.
Tell me about Alaskan Brewing. You guys have been around for a little while.
Yes, we have. We're at 31 years old. We're from Juneau, Alaska, which creates some obstacles to get our beer down here. So we brew it all up there. It's a barge down to Seattle, and then it is trucked out from there. So the beer is well traveled by the time it gets here. We brought our Alaskan Amber, which is what we're famous for. And then people also know the white ale that we have. And then we have the new IPA we have. It's a Husky Mosaic IPA. Really fun smash beer. And then also our Spruce IPA that is brewed with our spruce tips that we pick in the spring. So really juicy, good, sappy sweetness from that IPA. So.
Threw a couple of beer words in there. So you said Mosaic, smash beer. Can you talk about that a little?
Yeah, smash stands for single malt and single hop. So most of the IPAs you see these days have 3 to 4 different malts and probably 5 to 8 different hops. And this one only has one of each. So Mosaic is known for being kind of tropical flavors. And then it's 100% pills and malts, which is a nice light backbone to the beer. So really fun. You'll see it around town. Be sure to get out there and try it. AlaskanBeer.com.
Hi, this is Alex. UFO. Yeah, so today we have our UFO wheat beers. They're all going to be unfiltered offerings. We have our apricot, we have our raspberry, UFO white, which is going to be orange and coriander, and then the typical UFO Hefeweizen, which is Belgian wit. Today we're in MGM liquor stores, we're in Total Wines, we're also in Stella's, Glicks, and then also in Kieran's. Online, we're at UFOwheatbeers.com.
Imperium Brewing. We've got our Dark Side, our Fallen Angel, which is our sweet stout, our peanut butter porter, our IPA. We've been in business for 26 years. Basically, we started out as a brew pub. We own 3 restaurants down in Lincoln, and we came up here about 4.5 years ago.
Lincoln, Nebraska?
Yep.
What's the scene like out there in Lincoln, Nebraska?
We just got our 32nd brewery out there, so it's poppin'. TheImperiumBrewing.com.
Jerry from Lakefront Brewery out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, aka God's Country. Yeah, so we've been around 30 plus years, one of the oldest craft breweries in the nation. Brewed the first organic beer, first gluten-free beer, first fruit beer, second pumpkin beer, first indigenous beer, and one of the first smoked beers in the United States. And next month, we're launching the first low-calorie craft beer called Easy Teasy. 99-calorie craft, brewed with green tea and lemon drop hops.
Nice. And what'd you bring today?
We have the Easy Teasy, the My Turn Christian, which is smoked maple Weizenbach, an organic coffee stout, our flagship beer, River West Time, which is an amber lager, our Maibach, our IPA, and we have 2 gluten-free options. And last but certainly not least, every half an hour, we're cracking our 30th anniversary bourbon barrel-aged ice bock, and I'll be cracking one in exactly 1 minute.
Scott from August Shell Brewing Company. I brought one of our specialties, Framboise du Nord. It's a Berliner Weiss, aged in 1936 wood cypress tanks, aged on raspberries for almost 2 years. AugustShellBrewingCompany.com or ShellsBrewery.com.
Michael with Shiner Beer. We brought our flagship Shiner Bock, our new Shiner Light Blonde low-calorie beer, and then a special edition Dunkelweizen and Farmhouse Rye. ShinerBeers.com.
Chris Collins, Mankato Brewery.
Where's Mankato Brewery's located in?
Mankato, Minnesota.
So what did you guys bring to the festival today?
Oh, we brought a handful. We brought a bunch of 1.6 barrel small batches. We're just going through them, pow, 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 knocking them out.
What's popular today?
Our chocolate blonde stout. We blew through that. We blew through our vanilla bean hazelnut porter, Nutella porter. We're struggling through Death Valley Johnny. That's about to end as well. And we got our Mad Butcher flagship. Our flagship Mad Butcher IPA pays my bills. Love to have that around. It's juicy, citrusy. It's one of those easy go-to approachable beers for the new coming craft beer snob.
Nice. How's that chocolate blonde stout work?
We use cocoa nibs, and we really try to craft the beer on a lighter side. So the initial base is like a lot of oats and a lot of wheat, and then a ton of Pilsner. And at the very end, we throw chocolate, bitter orange peel, a bunch of other things in there just to get that bittersweet chocolate flavor. People walk away going, wow, it smells great. What we're planning on doing is calling it Timmy Toopy's Beer Factory as a joke on, Willy Wonka, right? MankatoBrewery.com. We got a tap room in Lower North Mankato. As you're going down on 169, you turn right on Webster and right on Center Street. We're right there.
Matt from Bauhaus Brew Labs. Bauhaus Brew Labs, we're in Northeast Minneapolis. German-inspired beers. We're out here with a couple casks that we blew through already. We've got our Pilsner, we got a Black Schwartz beer on tap, and we've got an Imperial Sparkling Ale ready to go. Online, it's BauhausBrewLabs.com.
Matt Kuglich, C-Squared Ciders. Yeah, so our brewers come from a craft beer heritage, and so they got into ciders, but they bring that mentality into it. So we feel very at home here at the Beer Dabbler with all the other craft brewers. So today we brought 4 of our ciders from kind of a sweet cider to a hopped cider, so getting at that kind of craft brew experience. But we have honey lavender, and so we kind of keep ours in more of that dry cider and not so much of that sweet kind of apple, angry orchard kind of sense of ciders that a lot of Americans are exposed to now.
Yeah, those hop ciders are getting pretty popular.
Yeah, and we keep ours not kind of in that bitter, like hopped like an IPA, more like a tropical fruity cider, yeah. C-SquaredCiders.com, and we're out of Denver, Colorado, but we distribute around the Twin Cities, so get out there and kind of look for us on the shelves.
Excelsior Brewing. We brought our Bitterschlap Brown Ale, our Big Island Blonde, our West Side Barley Wine, which unfortunately we've got run out of already, and our new IPA, which is our Mini Ha Ha.
And Excelsior is located in Excelsior, Minnesota.
Excelsior, you got it. Online at ExcelsiorBrew.com.
Esther. We are from Blake Cider from Armada, Michigan. We have a bunch of different ciders that we brought. We have Grizzly Pear, which is one of our sweeter ones. We have an orange peel cherry that is the Wake Fire. It's a little bit of a drier cider. And then we have the habanero mango, which has a little bit of a kind of a fire at the end of it. And then we have our plain cider, which is the flannel mouth. I would say the Wake Fire is probably one of the popular ones, a little bit of drier, so it gets a little bit of everything for you. Look for Blake Cider online.
LA Brewing Company. We got the aluminum malt, corrugated cream ale, our pewter porter, and our iron kilt.
And where can people find you online?
Facebook, LA Brewing Company, and LABrewingCompany.com on our website.
Sean from Tallgrass. Tallgrass Brewing Company. We're based in Manhattan, Kansas.
Little bit of what we brought today is we brought Velvet Rooster, which is a Belgian triple. We brought Raspberry Jam, which is a Raspberry Berliner Weiss. We brought our flagship Buffalo Sweat, which is an oatmeal cream stout. And then we bought our fan favorite 8-bit, which is our pale ale. Most popular today has been the Raspberry Berliner Weiss, Raspberry Jam. You can find us at tallgrassbeer.com.
Nathan, War Pigs. So we brought Salmon Pants, which is our premium lager, Lazarite, which is our IPA, and Foggy Geezer, which is our hazy IPA. So far, the Foggy Geezer is crushing it. You can find us online at warpigs.com.
Valerie, Bigwood Brewery. We are in White Bear Lake, Minnesota, and today we have 4 different beers with us. So we have our Wicked X IPA, our Morning Wood Coffee Stout, Jack Savage American Pale Ale, and our Bourbon Barrel Aged Imperial Stout. I would say the Morning Wood has by far been the most popular. That's kind of what we're known for. The taproom is really rustic looking. There's a lot of, everything is kind of cabin feel, wood bars, wood chairs. There's a couple pool tables in the back. It's a very fun environment. www.bigwoodbrewery.com.
Blakely, Minnesota, Euphoric Brewing Company. We brought a cherry vanilla porter, a barrel-aged chocolate milk porter. We also brought a Vandermark Schwarz beer. It's a German-style black ale. And then on our lighter offerings, we brought Hawaiian-style ale grass skirt with notes of coconut and pineapple.
So a question you probably answered a few times today. Where's Blakely, Minnesota?
Actually, I have asked that a few times, yes. Blakely, Minnesota is right outside of Belle Plaine, Minnesota, just off Highway 169. We have a tap room. There's typically 20 to 24 beers on tap in the tap room, so lots of variety, something for everybody. www.euphoricbrewing.com.
Brian Schanzenbach with Blacklist Brewing. We're located in Duluth, Minnesota. We're a Belgian-inspired brewery, and we brought the fun today. We brought a strong Belgian Golden with cranberries. We brought Imperial Dark Stout with cherries. We brought a Spruce Tip Double IPA, and our last pale on earth. Yeah, blacklistbeer.com.
Don Seiler, Lakeville Brewing Company. We brought 4 different selections here. We have our 100 Hazy IPA, which is our 100th batch of beer we've ever brewed. It's a hazy New England style IPA. We brought our Sky High Imperial Cream Ale flavored with coffee. And we brought our Brita's Breakfast, which is a Nutella flavored porter. And then finally we have our Bon Voyage, which is our barrel-aged barley wine, coming in at 14.9%, one of my faves.
For people that don't know much about barley wine, tell me a little bit about barley wine in general.
So it's going to be a much higher ABV. It's usually very malt forward and has a lot of more sweet characteristics. But when you barrel age and you age these types of beers, a lot of different flavors come out. So it's a broad spectrum of things that you would normally taste in a sherry or a port wine. You'll get a little bit of raisin, a little bit of plum, a little bit of sherry characteristic to it. It's a sipper, not a beer drinking beer, right? So you would want a smaller pour. It's not nearly as carbonated as most other beers, but that's basically how you describe the difference between that and something else. We're in historic downtown Lakeville. Been there for coming up on 2 years, and we love it down there. You can find us at lakevillebrewing.com. Awesome, thank you.
I'm with Tommy Burke, Granite City Food and Brewery. We brought our Irish Red Burning Barn, and we also brought our Winter Warmer Elf's Tail, 2 of our great seasonals that we had recently. We're in Roseville Mall right next to the AMC, so if you're ever going for a movie, come to get some food, get some beer. Great thing before a movie date. Granite City Food and Brewery.com.
Rob Fisk, Windfall Cider.
And that's cider with the Y.
It is. It's a Windfall and cider with a Y. We have 3 different styles. We have a dry, which is a wild fermented, kind of a sour style, and a hopped semi-dry cider, and then a bourbon barrel-aged iced cider. Windfallcider.com, again with the Y's in there instead of the I's. Yeah.
Brian Holmberg with 56 Brewing. We're out of Northeast Minneapolis, just north of Betty Dangers. We opened about a year ago. We brought our Sippy Squeeze, that's our newest IPA. We brought our Nose Hairbender Sarlacc, that's the Imperial Stout, and the Porter, 56brewing.com.
Crystal with Angry Inch Brewery. So we brought our Imperial Saison, which is Daddy's Honey Pot, made with orange blossom honey. That one went within an hour and a half. It's gone. The next one was the Vanilla Porter, which is our Imperial Porter Vanilla Porter. And then the other one is the Four Horsemen, which is our Imperial IPA. So Angry Inch is downtown Lakeville on Holyoke Avenue. We'll be 2 years in July 25th. We are at Instagram at Angry Inch Brewery and Facebook at Angry Inch Brewery as well.
Kevin, Boston Beer Company, Sam Adams. So we got 4 different beers here today. We got 2 IPAs. We have our New England style IPA, which is a juicy, hazy IPA, 16-ounce can. We have our session IPA from Rebel called Rebel Anytime, so you can crush all day, anytime, any occasion. And then 2 other beers, our seasonal Cold Snap, and a new one called Sam 76, which is a nice blend between a Union and ale. Starts with a nice smell of like a pale ale and finishes really crisp and clean like a lager. You can find us online at samadams.com.
Mike Rollins from Angry Orchard.
And Jess Trosson from Angry Orchard. Yeah, so we got quite a few different ciders. Our original is Angry Orchard Crisp, and then we also brought with us our newest Angry Orchard Rosé, and then we have Angry Orchard Edge Naughty Pear, and then the Cider House Collection, the Muse.
Tell me about this rosé. This is like pretty cool.
Yeah, it's brand new and it's made from red-fleshed apples that we source from France. So we don't add any extra coloring or sugar. It's just what the apples put off, and it's a little bit drier and hopping on that rosé trend. Pretty much at every liquor store you can find something of Angry Orchards.
Dan Wellender from Modest Brewing. Well, today we're down to 1 beer, but we had a double dry hop Dream Yard Juicy IPA. We had a double dry hop False Pattern Juicy Pale Ale. First Call Vanilla Infusion, and Ritual Night Mexican Dark Chocolate Stout that was extra spicy.
For people who aren't familiar with First Call, tell us a little about it.
It's a cold pressed coffee lager, really light in color, really light in body, but it's strong coffee punch. Modestbrewing.com, MODIST brewing.com.
Odell Brewing Company. Yeah, man. So we brought our Mercenary, our double IPA. It's really well balanced for a double IPA. It's 9.3%, but drinks like a single. It's a little dangerous in that sense, but nice and tropical, really hop forward. We brought our Rupture. We just released that. We're the first brewery in the nation to ever do a fresh grind ale. So what we did is we actually custom built a machine at our brewery that were fresh grinding whole flower hops on the late hop editions. So you get this nice, big, aromatic, rich beer out of it that has a nice, clean hop finish without the bitterness. That's kind of been my go-to lately. We also brought our single IPA. That's the beer that we're the most well known for. Really well balanced. Again, that's kind of how we do hops. It's very floral on the nose, big citrus backbone to it. We brought our 90 shilling. That's our flagship. That's kind of right in between an amber and a Scotch ale. So kind of smooth, creamy, caramely, malty, a little dry. We've been brewing that one for 29 years and it's still our top sold beer. So we're pretty proud of that guy. And then Drumroll is kind of our take on more or less a Northeast style. It's not quite as hazy and unfiltered, but it's still hazy, really juicy, tropical, just has a real nice, clean, big hop aroma to it that it's only 5.3% too, so you can crush them all day.
So people listening to the podcast can't see the beautiful art that goes along with each of your selections. Tell me a little about this art.
Yeah, so we actually have a guy named Reagan Reynolds that's worked for us for a long time. He actually does a small mock-up for all Odell Brewing Company's art, and he sends it off to a lady that we've been working with since 1989 in California, and she's just a private artist. She kind of takes a few mock-ups and then puts that to our style, and to us, our art gives us the feel of Colorado, the big mountain vibe to it. So odellbrewing.com.
Get above the noise by raising your voice. Podletter Media turns your email newsletter, blog, or video content into a more powerful, more personal, more intimate, on-demand listening experience. Your podcast, your story, your voice. Simplified, amplified. Learn more now at podletter.com.